All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about reverting to a different commit. So a good example of this is, let's say you're writing a bunch of code and you write a function, you decide it's not very good, and so you just kind of move on. You delete it and you write a new thing and you commit more on top of it. And now let's say that that commit is way down here. Let's say that change is like way at this commit. And you want to go back to that though. That was the commit. You go, oh, well, shoot, I had it in there. The publisher, the repository, has a copy of it, but it's not this last one. So I can't just do that regular old checkout like we did before. I need to check out this one. I need to go way back in time. Well, you can do that. That's called just, reverting to an old commit. And if we think conceptually, what's going on? We are we've sent all these packages to the publisher. Each one of these we can think of as a package, right? And the publisher keeps track of them, puts them in a nice file drawer or a warehouse or something, and she's got a little label for each one, very organized person. And we call her up and we say, hey, do you remember the package I sent you, 102 E275? Yeah, that one. I want to go back to that one. I made some changes in that one. There was a function I wrote and I deleted it. But I need it back. So how can I get that back? And she goes, oh, no problem. I'll send you a copy. Now, she's not going to take that package out of the warehouse, out of the repository, and send it to you. Okay? You're going to request what you want out of that package. It could be the whole package. Maybe it's just one file or two files. She's going to make a copy of it and then send it to you. Because remember, we can't rewrite history. We're not going to take that package out and then just commit it back. They're all linked together, and we have to keep them that way. She's a very organized person. It's got to be organized. So let's go ahead and say, actually, we didn't make any changes. I've changed our file a little bit. I've gotten rid of some stuff. And let's say I want to go back to, we won't go back that far. Let's say this were some changes I made. I want to go back to that one. Or you know what? Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Let's say, hey, you know what? I don't like this title. I want to keep this nice, fresh, and clean, just like how I got it. How do I do that? Well, I know a lot of you are saying, well, Joe, you could just, click delete button there. Well, let's take the hard way though. Let's really understand what's going on here in case, you guys have to use this, because this is a very handy feature, and you'll see why in a second. So we're going to do git checkout again. And if you've watched the previous videos, you know that's how we undid a change from our most recent commit. Well, we're just going to tell Git, don't do the most recent commit, because that's what it does by default. I'm going to give you the address of the commit I want you to go back to. So let's say I wanted to go back to added book 1. I wanted to go back when this was a fresh thing, and its name was book 1, and blah, blah, blah. Actually, let's not. That's going to get complicated. Let's let's go back to this one. We'll just go back a little bit, see what the differences is, and see if that's what we want to do. So we'll do E3 DAB35 space dash dash space, and then I'm going to tell it, okay, I want to do chapter 1. Chap 1. That's the file I want to check out. Now, if we don't do that dash dash chap 1, it's going to check out the entire thing, and it's also going to think we're dealing with a branch. We're not dealing with a branch, and that's why it's kind of important to do that dash dash chap 1, because that's going to tell it we're dealing with a file, not a branch, which we'll get into branches later. So I'm going to do that command, and now if we look at git status, you're going to see, okay, it's pulled chapter 1 down to my staging index, and now if I look at my working directory, it changed. I know, magic. The copy was sent down from the publisher, sent down from the repository. My writer's desk now has a new copy, and there's also a copy in my outbox, because Git is thinking, all right, you pulled this down because you want this to be what you want, right? And you go, well, kinda. I mean, I want to make some changes before I just resubmitted it. Now, we could do a couple things here. Hopefully you're familiar enough with how we can just kind of get rid of this problem. I could change it some more. Let's say I wanted to do that, and then I decide, yeah, I don't even need the in 2013. I'm just going to do that. And that's just going to give me a, okay, well now it's changed in the writer's desk and the outbox, and I can just do a git add chap 1. And now that copy is going to be what's different in the writer in the outbox in my staging index. So then I can just commit that, and now I've gone back in time, found an old copy of a package. Remember, this is a copy. It's very important to remember. We're not taking the literal commit out of history. We're taking a copy of it, looking at it, recommitting it. So then I'm just going to do a git commit changed the title. And now if I look at my Git log, it's going to show me I changed the title of that one, and there's my new commit.